Well, hi, I'm back out in the shop. Today's got the final day that I got any time to work on this thing to do what I call fabrication or designs and what I'm going to do before I start painting it. I have done quite a bit on some other pieces. So right now though, what I'm doing is I'm going to be working on the case itself, looking at what I need to change out. I've already taken the front plate off and I think I've come up with an idea of what I want to do. So I think I'm going to just remove the door completely because I need to get like a radiator look on the front. And what's kind of cool is that once you take the door off, there's these fins for the intake, and it looks really kind of cool actually. So I'm just going to keep that design. I'm going to add around that. I'm going to put a bumper and some other pieces in there and kind of change the overall look of that and continue with it to make it look like it's a grill on the front. So I really like the way that kind of turns out and kind of matches what it's supposed to be. So I'm going to continue with that. So I see, what you can see is I've already taken off the front plate. And the front is here. It came with a door. And as you can see, originally I was kind of like, I had it all drawn out, right? That I was going to actually use the front plate. Sorry, that I was actually going to use the front door and cut it and do all kinds of stuff on that. So when I actually opened up the door and started looking at it and figured out how to take the door off, I came across what looked like basically what looked like, trying to get it back in there. It kind of looks like that, right? So I'm like, no, it actually looks kind of cool, like for a radiator and stuff. I didn't like the front. There's a little access for the 5 1/4 bay if you want to put something in there. I don't. I'm actually going to put a whole different piece in there that I'm hoping will match that'll match everything else. I don't like there's a big gap here on the side. There's a big gap up there. Don't like that. I mean, yeah, cool, yeah, right on. It's got a lot of airflow into it, but I don't like that you can see some other parts of it. So I want to block that off, and I got a quick and easy way that I'm going to do that. Again, I'm just gonna use the front piece, right? So you can kind of see a little better there in that one picture on the right hand side. That you can see where the grill look is. It's got the screen behind it, which is even better, right? So I think keeping that is going to be my best option, and just eliminating the door anyway. Now the door is actually quite heavy. I believe it's got might be a metal front on it. It is, gosh, people, on this fractal design. It's the Define R6. It's 5/8 of an inch thick. But it's got that sound dampening material on there as well, like the other panels on the case. So this thing should run really quiet. Unfortunately, I won't get to know that. I'm going to set this over to the side. So like I said, my idea here is that I am going to keep this. There are where the door hinges were going to be. I'll cover it up with something. I'll get some ideas and I'll put some little decorations or something that'll look good with the case itself. But as you can see, right, I can put my fingers like right past it where I don't want it to be. So when I take that off, I can find that there's these tabs running along here. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and take my Dremel. I'm going to cut these out And then I'm just going to take, again, some of my favorite material right now. Is the black poster board. And I'm just going to take it and put it back behind there, and it's going to give it a solid piece. Right? Right? I know. I'm excited too. So I'm going to move that out of the way a little bit. Got my glasses on. I'll be starting up the Dremel. So it's going to be a little loud, but I believe what I'm going to do is, for the few seconds that I'm doing this, I'm actually going to turn off the microphone so that you guys don't get this huge noise. Alright, so I was able to trim out what I wanted, and see what we can do from the top here so you can kind of see it. Kind of trimmed out the areas that I wanted right behind here, and then because the reason I want to do that is that I want this piece to go behind there. Oh, I missed one. It's going to go behind there and then fill in that gap area. So quick and easy. But gosh, got all excited and I missed one. You guys will just have to enjoy the sound for a second. Sorry about that. Took a couple seconds. Just gonna go out and share it. Share the link. So, yep. Okay, got that clear. Got that clear. Yep. Yeah, looks like I got them all cut down this time. Do is you take your tape measure, kind of figure out how long I'm going to need those pieces, and it needs to be at least 14 inches. And we'll go with 3/4 of an inch tall or wide. I don't think I'm going to need this anymore. What I do here is I actually hang it up. The best thing to do is that if you do have, sorry about that, if you do have a Dremel, you don't get one that does have a flex on it, I would highly recommend that you either get one or get one that does have the flex on there. It makes it so much easier to maneuver around. You get in tighter places. It's easier to use. You don't have to hold on to the big piece. It gets kind of warm sometimes. But what I do highly recommend though is that you take this and you hang it up somewhere. That's why I put mine. It's on a little hook with just a coat hanger that I cut up, and it's what it does is you can't really kink it because you shouldn't be like this. See how that is, right? You shouldn't be, getting into a position where it's all kinked up and stuff. It makes it really hard on the item. It makes it really hard on the Dremel, and you can actually kind of burn it up. It's easier that if it's in a flex, if it's hanging, that way you're kind of moving around in this position, and you've got no way that you can really kind of kink it up. Plus, it's real easy just to keep it out of the way as well. So, like when I'm done with it, I can just drop it over to the side. It's hanging next to me. It's out of my way. It's not on my workbench. It's not anywhere else. When I need to do it, boom, pick it up. I would also recommend that you get one that is an adjustable speed, right? You don't need to cut everything at 10,000 trillion gazillion RPMs, right? You can get one nice and slow, not that loud, right? and then you can just start between what you want to cut. This is the fiber wheel. Highly recommend using those. And depending on what you're cutting, you can go up to different speeds. 35,000 or whatever it is, right? Kind of crazy. But I think for right now I'm kind of done with this piece. So I'm going to go hang it up. Get it out of my way. Get my hanger out of the way so I don't want to hook myself with it. Alright, so we said it was 14 inches by 3/4 of an inch. You keep the workspace clean, people. It makes it so much easier. Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and probably take it off of this side and see what we got going here. 22, 20, to cut it. Kind of like keeping that piece, I think, a little longer. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off at this end. So see, that was 14. That should be 1.5 inches, just trying to make sure. Well, I'm just trying to get ready so I can cut both pieces at the same time. Make sure that I do have it right. Once again, I'm going to double check how far I want it. Go up to there, 14. And it does, and I do want it to be you know what? I'm already changing my mind. See, that one says 3/4. That one says 3/4. Check this other ruler, make sure it says 3/4. You know what? I think I'm going to change it to Yep, I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it to 7/8. If you notice when I'm doing something too with the razor, and gosh, you can't see it from the other side. Sorry about that. But when I'm using the razor blade, you know, it's easier to pull it towards you, but I'm pulling it to the side of me, right? So let me show you better on the right side. So I don't stand in front of it like this. I'm going to pull it because I'm going to close it. Because if I was doing this and it was kind of tough, and I was standing close to it, and all of a sudden it released. Oh! Don't tease out! Yeah, not good. Okay? Not good. That's why when you see when I'm doing it, I'm using the middle ruler to line up the edges. I use the edge of the ruler, the metal ruler, as my guide. I put the blade across it, but when I'm pulling on it, I'm pulling it beside me, see? So if I were to pull it really hard, I would be going past my body. Same thing here. I mean, I'm going to go a long way, so I'm going to make sure that when I'm doing it, I'm going away from my body. All right. Said, what I want to do is put it into there. Make sure that it's going to fill in that gap area. Oh, I got something. It's kind of in my way here. A little bit of a spur, it looks like. Okay, I think that looks good. I think what I want to do though is I'm going to put a little piece of tape here to hold this up. So I want to see if there's any modifications I need to do to anywhere else. Everything else looks pretty flat here, but I just want to make sure that, I just haven't done anything stupid. I have a tendency to maybe do that. Oh. Alright, I'm going to have to say that I'm impressed. You should be able to see that right here. Right? So I filled in that gap just perfect. Oh my gosh. Now I am going to glue it in place, of course. I'm going to move tape out because I don't know if it's going to interfere. Put that there. Like what? Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, man. I'm glad there's other people around here to see this stuff. Otherwise, I wouldn't believe it myself. So, behind here is kind of a grill that I was making. So I think, how about if I do this? Oh, you're able to see that better? So you can kind of see how the grill is setting, right? How it kind of gives it that kind of pretty cool look there. So I think that's going to be, I think that's really going to be neat as a grill for the car. Then I started working on this bumper. I was going to go in the front panel, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to transfer this over to here, and then I'll do some stuff to fill in these gaps. And need to make a run to the hardware store is I've only had one, so it's an anchor shackle, which is just about the right size. So you see those like in front of car or the trucks. You see those on front of trucks where they hook on for like roping and winching and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh, I had one for a different project, and it's just the right size. So I'm gonna have to go get some other ones to make some brackets there. I don't know. I'm gonna probably maybe make something else that comes up here. I had a couple of ideas in mind. Again, you had this big hole, right? So you had the 5 1/4 plate that was going to be in there, and of course having it there looks like it's a cover for a 5 1/4 out. So what I came up with, and I've got a whole, I won't say the words. I have a whole bunch of stuff back here that I keep. So I actually keep it in these drawers. I keep the stuff kind of organized, people. So I found this piece. This piece comes out of, believe it or not, where a 5 1/4 drive goes in an old computers where you had to actually punch them out of the metal. And I stumbled across that looking through my stuff to see what I might be able to put in there. And it was like, yep, whoop. It went, I have another one, but I'm going to put it into that spot. I think that's actually kind of fits the look of it pretty good. It's got the holes already drilled into it. It's symmetrical, and it kind of fits, I think, the overall look. So once it's all painted, some other stuff that's on here, I think it'll be good. What I'd like to do, I think, also is, I don't mind if I got the scrap piece. So, damn, I must use up all the good scrap pieces. So my thought is, see how that's kind of thin. What about if I took it, put it on there, and then I ran it like all the way around, so that I'd be kind of like outlining, just add another depth, I think maybe to that, you know, add another depth to the look. It's actually kind of plain Jane if you really look at it. When I take that off, I mean, sure, you got this decoration, and you know, we'll have this here, but along the sides there's really not going to be anything. So I'm thinking, like I said, maybe doing that. And let's see, we got like, I don't know, maybe. I'm gonna have to probably think about that one for a little bit. That's where I'm going with that. This is what my my final thing that I'm doing tonight is. I'm gonna be working on this. I'll show you guys a sneak peek, as long as you promise not to tell anybody else yet. Working on the top piece. It's really rough. I still gotta paint it and still gotta do some other stuff to it, but you're gonna kind of get the idea. So again, the top, again, even the top has this cool looking grating on the top, just like the front. And I was gonna, oh yeah, that'd be cool. I'll just go ahead and remove that off of there and blah blah blah. And I started to think about it, like, you know, like, I think I'd really keep that in there. So that's gonna stay. And then here's the top. It's gonna go over the top of it, because this is where the reason I want to keep it like that too is this is where the radiator is gonna go. So the air is gonna need to get some way for it to go out. So you're gonna see. This is, you know, like the bed, and this is the front part of it. Take the liberty, kind of worked on the hood scoop a little bit. All right, kind of gave it some other dimensions as well, because it kind of shows that inside of there. And finally. Got a little bit, I got some work to do on this, but I got the guns. Remember I've been talking about the guns that go on top? Yeah. So those will go right like that. Right? You can kind of see it from that angle. You can see it from the other side. Sorry, if you notice I'm looking over so I can see what it looks like on the screen. So you're kind of getting what the idea of it's going to look like, right? Yeah. All right. Let me go get a piece. I'll be here. Give me like 30 seconds and I'll be right back. I'm back. I need some water too. Alright, so I've already got this kind of fabbed up a little bit, and then I got it primered It's going to go on the side panel, which I have the side panel off, but I'll just kind of place it there so you can kind of see what it's going to look like. This is the side that is going to be the solid panel. So this is what's going to go on that side of it. What you think? Right? I'm liking it. I mean, I might be a little prejudiced about it, but I'm liking it. You know, it'll go up, so when it finally sits, it'll sit in the right position. It'll actually go about like that. Sorry. It'll actually go just about in that position, because this is going to stay. This is, I don't want to take the tape off because I don't want to scratch it up. But right here, it's got the front of the case, and it's got the grooves, right? All the air intakes, which will help bring all that in. So, I don't know. I'm kind of liking it. Alright, since I went that far, I'll show you one more thing. So you're probably thinking, man, it looks pretty cool, but man, you got a pretty big space there, you know, there's nothing in there, well, whatever. I know, everybody talks like that. So that's why I made this. That's why I made this piece. So you can see in the picture, maybe I'll take a couple pieces of tape. Quick mock-up, right? None of this is really ready to go yet, but I'm excited to show you. I really didn't know what to do there. I didn't want to put a bunch of other crap on there just to make, you know, some kind of stupid decorations, and it didn't look good and look out of place. So I thought, well, what would kind of look cool there? So I thought, I think what I'll do is I'll just make a piece to go around, and I'll just put some mesh on it. So that my thought is, if there's anything back there, like let's say the engine parts or whatever it is, it would be designed to keep rocks and stuff from going into it and messing it up. So as you can see, again, just kind of laying it in place. It's not in the exact place it's supposed to be, but it helps fill up that void a lot. An awful lot. It helps it. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that part. And then I'm going to be doing the same thing over here. I've got, well, whatever I did with it, somewhere. Got the same setup where I got this screen, and this piece is going to go right there, with screen behind it as well, to give it that same effect over here, and you'll have that effect like that. Oh man, I'm kind of liking it. I'm getting excited. Alright. So that's a sneak peek for you guys who's seeing this now. That's what I've been doing. That's like I said, this is part of the last of the fabrication. It's just doing the front. So I've got the side panels done. Now you got to remember, what's going to be kind of cool because I haven't even looked to see what it's going to look like yet, is that on the other side, right, where this screen goes, where all this goes right here, you can actually see through it. It'll be like this. It'll be like this piece. And you'll be able to see inside of the case. So the whole idea is, yes, I can kind of fake it for you. Take that off. So imagine if this were, say, about right there. Yep, that's pretty dang close where it's probably going to be. So you can see inside there, right? So you're going to be able to see where the video card is and everything is. You can see where the water cooling. You're going to be able to look right through here and see the CPU and the water block, all the SwiftTech stuff. SwiftTech has given us all the water cooling stuff that we need. So we'll be using their blocks. We're going to be using their blocks for the video cards. We're going to be using their pumps, their reservoirs. I mean, you name it. The radiators, fans, all that stuff. Thank you, SwiftTech. Thank you, SwiftTech. Yes. But I think that's going to be really cool to be able to see in this area. To be able to see everything. I'm pretty excited about that too. Okay, so there you go. That was your sneak peek. Don't tell anybody. I'm gonna go put some of this stuff back in a more safer place, which is inside the house. Alright, sorry about that. I promise not to leave anymore. I know. Some of you be like, oh, that's too bad. Yep, I'm liking it. Alright, let's get back to the important stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off of here. Alright, so I think I'm done with that part. The only thing I want to do is going to be with that piece for right now. Let's take that to the side. Actually try and get a little comfortable. I thought. I know. Yes, it's been a long day. Let's see. So far, about 10 to 12 hours. So why am I doing this? Because it's the right thing to do. Is anybody going to see this part of it? Absolutely not. But you know what? I will know. Yep, got a drawer full of clamps. Which what I want to do is when I put it under, I want to clamp it into place to make sure that it's going to stay. It's a great thing to have, again, clamps when you want to put things together or hold something in place so you can cut it or measure it or see how it's going to look. I think, where did I get these? I think some of these I might have got it like Ace Hardware. I get that, what is it called, like the dollar bin or the cheap bins and stuff. I think I got some of these over at Harbor Freight. Maybe, I don't know, $1, $2 a piece. Again, so worth it. You buy one here, maybe two, buy a couple, you end up with quite a few of them over time. So worth it, people. Here is some we'll call it construction adhesive, or if we don't want to go by the brand name, it's actually Gorilla Glue. All right. And I'll tell you what, this stuff works. I've tried some other stuff before. This stuff, right? So this is what it says. It will bond to wood, molding, flooring, marble, masonry, granite, wet surfaces. They'll bond to wet surfaces. That's amazing. I mean, we can use this at work. You can use it as caulking on decks, drywall, tub, shower, metal, subfloor, mirrors, landscaping. Mirrors, you know, that's really tough to find something that's going to work on mirrors, because if you look at a lot of construction adhesives, you will see that it says does not work on mirrors, or there's an asterisk that says will do mirrors. Trim paneling, foam board, yay. Stone, laminate, ceramic, brick, tile, aluminum, concrete, fiberglass, painted surfaces, and more. Excuse me. So the reason I'm doing it like this is that this stuff will actually bond really quick. Actually, it's fully dry, like anything else, you know, like in 10 hours or something. But within, I think it's within 10 seconds. If you hold it, it's going to stay in place. After a minute, it starting to get a hardness on the outside of it, and then of course you have to have time to let it fully cure. And it's going to be, I think it said like 10 hours, but within, you know, 5 or 10 minutes, I can actually work with it again, or less. But that's not going to stop me from working on this. So, right, we were going to do that. Look at that. We like that. Thought that was good. We're looking at this piece. Trying to figure out a good, decent way of holding that in place. What I want to do, I think, before anything else, I want to rough it up because I've got to paint it later. And be painting the you-know-what to try and sand it while it's up there to paint it. Oh, did you hear that motorcycle go by? That reminds me of a joke. Okay, so this is what a guy told me at work. See if I can work and say it at the same time. So there was these environmental people. They were trying to figure this out, that up on these roads, up in these mountains, that they were finding all these crows. I mean, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of crows were dying, and they were on the side of the road, and they were hit by something, and they were trying to figure it out. And they studied this for a while and studied it, and they're like, what in the world could be happening? So what they figured out is that cars would go by, it'd be fine, right? And everything would be good. Because apparently there's I forgot what you call a group of crows. Is it like a murder, right? Is that right? Something like that? So you get all the crows, and there's one of them that always alerts the other ones. Like there's any other animals, there's always one that stands unwatched. There's always one that's on alert and alerts the other ones if there's any kind of danger or something coming along. So what they're finding out is, you know, cars are going by, everything's great. But it was the motorcycles. They were hitting the motorcycles, right? Because they were figuring out, because the birds were going, car, 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 and they couldn't say motorcycle. Oh, I tell you, you know, it's tough, it's tough. It's so silent from that joke that I can even hear the silence. So I think what I'm just going to do, I think I'm just going to use this construction adhesive and just gob it on the back of it. Like it says, it can be used like caulking. You can use it to hold it in place. So yes, that's what I've done. Is that I went ahead and let's go from the top. Sorry. So I've got my clamps holding the other pieces in place. I put this particular piece in where I wanted it, and then I just used the construction adhesive, like just as caulking, and then I smoothed out the edges around it so that it bonds to the metal, plus the plastic at the same time. Looks like I need to buy another one of these, so I'll have 6 of them. I'm just trying to look at it so I can make it, flip it over and make it easier to work on the other side while this is drying. So I'll stick these in the middle. And I'll use the other ones are like legs. So there is the bumper what I was going to use on the other one, so I just think I'm going to keep it like that. Do I go down to the bottom, or do I bring it up just above where the gap was at? I'm thinking I'm liking it right there. Alright. Yeah, I think that's where it's going to go. So what I will do, I think, is figure out my placement. And then I think I'm going to outline on the plastic where it's sitting at. Because I do need to come up with an idea of covering the other piece. So how about see, that's why I keep the scrap pieces around when I'm working on stuff. That piece is actually, this piece of paper is exactly the right size. I mean, it's perfect. So what I'm trying to do is just trying to make up a mock piece. think what I'm just gonna do is I think I'm just gonna take a piece and maybe just go around it and on the top as well. Give it some kind of design to it. I don't know. Cause yeah, I mean I could do that. There we go. I think that would look good. So we got that. We'll do this. Do that. I think what we end up doing, I think I'm going to extend this out more. Use an itty bitty piece of tape so I can put it on the back side here. Put it on the back side, and then I'm just going to put this piece of paper on there, just trying to get, you know, just making a template. It's not going to be 100% correct or perfect, but I'm just going to try and get my ideas together so I'm not wasting, you know, all the foam board or whatever else. Maybe it was metal I'd be using or anything else. I mean, you just don't want to waste it. Rather really cut this up and I can trim it a little down, or maybe add a little piece to it. Try and get that kind of a result to it. All right. So I'm thinking. Kind of giving it a design like that. So it would be taking up the gap right on this side, which I've already screwed up, I think. But if taking up the gap on that side, this would sit here, all right. Which, dang it, it moved on me. There we go. Which would kind of go like that and give me another kind of look, right? Because I can do the same thing on the other side. So let's do that real quick. So we can kind of see what it's all going to look like. So yeah, we're doing this, you know, all for QuakeCon. We do a booth at QuakeCon every year, which we enjoy just more than you guys can probably imagine how much we enjoy doing that. We've got some awesome sponsors for actually QuakeCon itself, not so including of this. So on our little internal competition right now, we've got some, like I said, some awesome sponsors. We've got Fractal Design, which supplied us with the Define R6. Then we've got SwiftTech, which is supplying us whatever we wanted to. All we had to do was go to the website, and this is what we kind of wanted. So like I said, we got water blocks for video cards, CPUs, radiators, fans. They're brand new res and pump setup for the D5 setups. Whatever we pretty much wanted, it was awesome to be able to get great stuff. Actually, some awesome pricing. I mean, I was going to buy it. Truthfully, I was just going to go and buy this stuff. But they're like, no, let us do this. I'm like, okay, sure, well, whatever. Because the pricing compared to some of the others, and I think the quality, if you haven't looked at SwiftTech much, they're not as big as some of the other companies, right? SwiftTech was actually one of the first ones ever to come out with water cooling, and they just kind of maintained that, and they've just kept this quality. They got this great guy, Steven. He's the one that designs all this stuff. Super intelligent guy. Just knows exactly about the thermodynamics and all the stuff and all the design. He designs all the products that you see on there. It's just some amazing stuff that what they do. They're a little smaller company, right? But that means the quality is good. They keep the pricings are down low, even though a smaller company, which is really hard to do because try and get the quantities and keep the pricing down. Those who are out there in the field and know, right? It's tough to do that. You have to make, sometimes thousands of products to get the pricing down. But they do an awesome job with that stuff. Also, we've got Kingston. Kingston sent us some of their memory and M.2s, 480 megabyte M.2s that we'll be using on these projects, which will be really nice because I won't have to worry about a hard drive or another SSD. I can take everything out of it and just slide it up on the motherboard and boom. Speaking of motherboards, the motherboards and all the other fun stuff that we got is all courtesy of EVGA. EVGA sent us, again, it was one of those, pick what you want from the website. Okie dokie then. So we've got, I think most of us got the 370 motherboards, the 1070, FTW3. So it's for the Wins 3. I think we got a couple of 750s and 850 power supplies. We got the cabling. So the cool thing is that they also got they also have cabling. So they, of course, each one of them comes with a cable, right? Their own cables that you put in. But they have a pre-sleeve cabling that you can get reds and blacks and different colors and combinations, which is really kind of cool. So you just buy those, and they're not the add-ons, right? They're the extensions. No, they're the actual cable sets, the whole thing. So we were able to get some of those in the cable comb, and some of the guys that got water blocks from that, and it's just awesome stuff. So really want to thank our sponsors for helping us out with our internal case mod contest that you'll be able to see at QuakeCon, and you're actually seeing it now. You'll be able to see some of the other guys and stuff. Everybody's working on it. Some great ideas. I'm happy to say that we all came up with 4 different ideas, right? 4 different ideas, 4 different case mods, and it's going to be really cool. But back to QuakeCon, we do that every year. We do the case mod contest. It's the U.S. Case Modding Championship that we do. We started that, gosh, 3-4 years ago, where we changed the name. Because it's about time we had something like this go on in the United States, since they do it everywhere else. Everywhere else, this stuff is like esports in other countries. I mean, over in Taiwan and Japan and stuff like that, it is freaking amazing how popular, and they're on TV. I mean, they do all these events. It's just amazing what the stuff they do over in those other areas. Here, for some reason, I don't know. Why? What's the deal, people? So we came up with the U.S. Case Modding Championship that we have at QuakeCon every year. Thank you, Id and Bethesda. They are some awesome people to work with. It's really crazy because you got to figure they're doing E3, then they're working on at the same time QuakeCon. Then you've got, what is that, Gamescom. Then you've got, geez, what is it, PAX. And then you've got, what's the other one that's coming up? DreamHack. And something else right in there, all like right in a row. They are just going crazy with some stuff. But they do this one. This is the biggest one in the United States. It's at, this year it's going to be at the Gaylord. It's a huge place. Huge, huge, huge. It's the only place big enough that's going to be able to hold QuakeCon. We're going to have 5,000 plus gamers. Huge area for vendors. All kinds of stuff going on. We're going to be doing a panel, a case modding panel, showing you guys and talk to you about doing case modding and some water cooling. Again, great sponsors. We I know I'm going to forget some, so please forgive me. But if you go to the website, you're going to be able to find it, all of it. There'll be a link on the right hand side. It'll take you right to it. It might even still end up being on the front page. But there's going to be Deep Cool, Corsair, HyperX, I'm going to pronounce this completely wrong. I can't remember now. Shark Sparks, which actually are drones. Then we've got Intermax. Oh my gosh, Intermax. Huge amount of stuff that they are going to be sending. It's going to be amazing stuff. iFixit. Gosh, off the top of my head again. We have, I think, 10 different sponsors. Our main sponsor is going to be, excuse me, maybe I swallowed a bug or something. Sapphire. Sapphire is going to be the main sponsor for the contest. They've actually given us the money for pricing. So first, second, and third place of all three divisions, which will be regular case mods, scratch build, and an id and Bethesda theme. First, second, and third place gets cash pricing. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Plus, all the other stuff. I mean, you're going to be able to get, of course, cases and keyboards and headsets. Cooler Master was one of the other ones. Lots and lots of stuff, guys. So, okay. Some of this stuff is starting to dry, so let me get back to that. So we can go back and kind of see what I'm talking about here, right? I'm trying to add just another kind of pizzazz or maybe something to it. I don't know. Still trying to figure that out. I think that's going to add another dimension to it. Got to figure out something for up here, right? I mean, literally, that could be something. Alright, that could be, imagine this is black though, right? It could be something as easy as that. Which I'm already hating. Yeah, I'm silent because I'm thinking. So I can't block anything up in here because that's where, remember this, that's where this is going to go. So this has got to be able to go no matter what I put here, right, it's gonna have to be able to get that into the back side, and that's gonna be able to pop into place. So that's got to go right, and that can go in there. So I can't block anything across the front of this point. But see, that's where this. Well, maybe that could be it. I could add. No, I can always add something else in here, like a bracing, make it look like bracing or something, and then I can add that other piece that I was talking about, and it would come down, kind of help frame in that area. Yeah, I think I like that part of it. And so what I'm doing, it doesn't have to be perfect, because I'm just trying to get an idea without wasting valuable resources. So if I did that, brought it up, piece has to be so that's I marked it under where the groove is inside of that, so it has to come up for there. So what I could do is just make this piece here, and then just maybe I can just make it continue up. Go over, and then that piece would be there and continue down to the next piece, and then that piece can go over to that. Yeah, that would work. It'd be really cool if I could make that all one piece. I'm not sure how confident I am in myself. 17 and an 8. So I think I would take that, make 2 inches, right? That way it would give me enough to cut down on the other. So let's think about it. Draw it out real quick. Have to lose this piece here, that little angled piece. I want to make it one piece, because otherwise I gotta do some crazy stuff. You're using up a lot of material. I mean, it doesn't mean I don't want to do it. What I'll do also then, you know, since I've got to kick this out, I'm going to bring it here. I think I'm going to add that one in the middle too. Like it's supposed to be like maybe a brace, a brace, a brace, and a brace on each side. I like that idea. I think I could live without that. I can do something else. I think I'm going to do without that part of it. Alright then. I think I got my idea. So it should be fairly easy. 17, 7, 8. And then I'm going to cut it a little long so that I can actually trim it to size. That out of the way. This. What I do is I put a little plug in the inside of that, put some tape around it, keeps it from drying out. Stick it over to the side here. Get rid of some of this extra pieces, get some stuff out of my way. So we have to cut up a big piece. Hopefully I got enough left. I'd be disappointed if I don't. I'm gonna have to go buy another one. And woof! See, that was a good idea that I didn't cut this other side up before when I wanted those, because I may not have had it. I'm going to cut a little on the heavy side. So I'm adding a 16th. And then I said, what I said, 1.5 inches. I'm going to go ahead and say 1.5 inches. That way I'm going to have a little blade so I can trim it. So that would be 1.5 inches and then 3 inch. Right? So that would give me my two measurements. 1.5 inches, 3 inch. So I'm going to cut it while I'm marking the lines, right? So I always mark my lines. For two reasons. Number one is, if I want to do it without a blade, without a measure, or without a stick or some type of guide, I'll have it there. And I can try and freehand it. Yeah, sometimes I've done that. If it's just a small piece, I will freehand it. The other thing is that also I can look at it in the guide and go, wow, it may be sitting off the lines. I might have measured it wrong when I went, oh yeah, 1.5 inches, and then I go here and I do something wrong, like I let it overhang on the edge, 1.5 inches, and I mark it, and then the line down and go, well, that don't look straight. So it kind of helps with the visualization of does it look like it's a straight line or not? Plus lining it back up so when you want to cut it, right? those two pieces. I'm going to check fit. Get anything out of the way that might be in the way. This tape, even though it's really thin, and throw it off by 1/16 of an inch or so. See, I'm happy. I added a 1/16 of an inch to the overall length of this, and I'm glad I did, because that tape measure was off. That one fits in there. Man, like, yeah, again, muy bueno. Very good, very good. Look at that. Again, like I said, remember I left it a little long in case I needed to trim it. So again, I think I was like maybe 1/16 or so. On the width. This one feels pretty good, actually. That one is a little on the thick side, which is good, which is really good. So I'm gonna move that out. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of center that, and then I'm going to mark them here. Where this actual hole is at. So now I have my guide, and I can decide how far off I want to go to it. That, and then we got there. So we'll say this is the left side. This is the right side. Right. So if I go 8. Oof. Hard to read that one. So let's see if I go, what, 8.5? Is that going to put me in the middle? Hell no! 8 5/16, or 5/8. Yeah, it's close enough. What I'm trying to do is, remember, I was wanting to do that extra piece in there. Oops, wrong side. Right, so I want to make it look like it's this, so it's coming up, goes down, makes another little tab, goes across, goes down. So, just trying to figure out where, basically where the center is at, and then how wide do I want to do that. Almost was measuring almost off the wrong side there. You know, this side I want to trim. Okay, so do that. I think what I'm going to do is probably just go 1/2 inch on each side. Gives me a nice fat chunk right there, right? So this will cover that part up. So don't forget, right? This is going to be down there, and it's got to cover up the other pieces as well. Or I could do something different. Now I've thought about it. Heck, I could just kind of. That's what I'm going to do. I ain't even going to cut it out. I'm just going to glue it right to the top of that. Yep, I'm just going to move it down to the bottom, glue it right to it. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible because I got this much time left. I've got like that much time left to get all this done. I got to get this all done, coated, while I got the other stuff primered. I'm looking primer this while I'm painting the other stuff. I'm going all into the painting phase now of the outside, so I can start putting that all together. So that, excuse me, once I get it all painted, I can start looking at maybe modification on the inside of the case. I'm not going to go real heavy with that. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have a lot of time to do that, and I'm not going to have to do too much to it anyway, to tell you the truth, because just got to get some water cooling into it, get some cabling I'm going to do. So I'm not too worried about the inside of the case that much. You're only going to have that small little window look through the side of it anyway. Excuse me. Yeah. So I'm really more concerned about what the outside of it is. So once I get it all primered, ready to go, I start painting the larger areas. Then after I start painting that, I get the base coats onto it, and then I start getting like the reds and the silvers and the grays and all that other stuff. Then the next phase after that is going to be with the airbrush stuff. That's probably going to be a couple of days right there just doing the airbrush. So I am looking at possibly having it done. Possibly, I'm saying, like, once again, I am looking at possibly having it done Saturday of next week. And then it's gotta ship out. Luckily, that might just work out. Because luckily we don't have to have the vendor area open until Friday. So if I were able to get it Saturday, maybe take it, drop it off either, because I have to work on the weekend. Yeah, I don't get Sundays off. So I would have to drop it off maybe after work on Sunday. That way it would go out first thing Monday. It would take 3 days to get there. It would get there either Wednesday or Thursday. And then we can move it over to the vendor area Thursday, hopefully, or Friday, hopefully Thursday. And it would all work out. Nothing like coming down to the last minute. Alright, so you saw everything that I'm going to be doing here, right? So you know the direction I've gone. You've already got the sneak peeks of what the case is going to look like. Kind of all my thoughts. Everything's starting to come together. It's starting to work pretty dang good. I've got pictures that I reference to, but I just build all this stuff on the fly. That's just the way that I do it. That way I can assemble it, put it together, see if it looks good to the next piece, blah, blah, blah. I'm not sure how everybody else does it. Maybe everybody already has a drawing, or maybe they sketch it up, or maybe they've already got this whole thing. Typically, I already kind of have it built in my head and how I'm going to do things, and then I just got to get it out of here to there. But that's the way it works. I want to say thanks for watching. If you like this, please subscribe. Right? We're trying to get as many subscribers as we can. We're trying to get the views up so we can start making some money off of some of our videos. So if we start making money off the videos, we can buy better equipment, we can buy more stuff to do more videos. I mean, it all goes right back into the website. Nobody takes any of this money home. It goes right back into the website. But please subscribe. Please watch some of the other stuff that we have. We get great reviews. We've got great stuff that we've done to with Computex. And when we went to all the CESs in the past that we've gone to, all the events that we go to. If you want to see something really crazy, you should see the Inwin event from a couple of years ago. Look through there. It's a playlist. These guys, there was 8 teams from all over the world, and they were working inside of the Inwin factory. And it was probably, and I'm not kidding, 105 degrees inside there. There was the first day, there was no AC, no fans, no nothing. I don't know how those guys made it through. The second day, there was fans and there was air conditioning units. They did absolutely everything they could, which I've got to applaud Inwin. Just going out saying, "Yep, this is crazy," because it was a heat wave that went through all of a sudden, and they just went out and bought a bunch of stuff to try and make it as comfortable for those guys. But what a competition from all over the world! 8 different teams, fantastic stuff. They even made some of the cases into real cases. But anyways, onto that. That's part of our playlist. But again, please subscribe. Please watch more of the videos. And thanks for watching.